My one weird little Gundam head. All right, and welcome to episode 220 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Powers, and joining me this week, the one, the only, Chase.
G'day.
Steven's off doing something else outside in the real world. So it's just the two of us today, so we're having an intercontinental-only podcast.
We can make it if we try.
We can. We can't play Halo if we try because the lag on that is terrible, but we can do a podcast. We can do that at least. Oh, God. What was it? The one time we tried to all of us play like Halo 3?
Yeah, it was Halo 3 on the Master Chief Collection.
Steven and I were okay, but like the connection as soon as you got in was just like 2 or 3 frames a second. It was just like, it can't handle it.
Was like trying to walk through the bottom of the ocean. It was awful.
It was so terrible. It was so... Yeah, we haven't even tried that game since. We've just kind of called it like, it's great for local. To hell with its online. Like,
yeah.
If you're in a different country, it's just not going to work. Oh, man. But since it's just the two of us, let's go ahead and jump over to what we've been doing so we can go ahead and go through that. And Chase, I know your list is probably fairly short because there's only like one thing you've been playing for a while now. So let's talk about it.
So I haven't gotten Forza 6 yet because I've been put on a stay of purchases because of my birthday coming up next week. So,
tell her I'm annoyed by that because I was expecting you to be my little drive buddy while we're playing this.
I'll have to mention that part to her. Although
I'll build up some cars and send them to you if I can.
I have a feeling that she's going to say, that's fine, but your birthday's more important. Anyway, she's lovely.
She is.
So
that's why I figured she'd get the joke.
Yeah. So Total War Shogun 2 for me. Grind is still real. I beat the campaign I completed a campaign with one faction, so I'm going through another one. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to probably play through a couple more campaigns and then I'll probably switch over because I've got like 4 Total War games that I've got on sale because of the 25th anniversary.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't messed around with those that much. I need to give them a try, but
they're slow burn. It's one of those things you'd have to do a couple turns and then probably go do something else.
I don't know how my ADHD would handle that because that's part of my problem is just things take forever. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. So for me, the first thing is just the slow ongoing march of time. As I am now officially wearing bifocals. I've gotten old. And it took me like a day to get used to them, day or two. I'm not going to lie. They actually do work out really well. Like there's no lines. You can't tell from that. But it does get like certain things. If I look at the bottom, it's clearer. But then here it could get blurry depending on distance and so forth. So it's almost like a camera. I've learned to kind of just adjust my head for focus. But it's worked out well. I was really worried, like, okay, I can see the TV okay, but, am I going to have to sit at an awkward angle to play my Switch 2? And I was like, I play that a lot. I do not want that being uncomfortable. And thank God it's perfectly fine. I have had no problem, and I can see it clearly. I can see my phone clearly, but also see the TV, which is good. So after going for 5 months on a pair of glasses that made me think I was going slowly blind, I finally got that fixed, and here we are. So back to the black frames. You probably noticed the past couple of weeks or so have been the thinner old frames. If anyone cared, I'm just pointing it out. So, but hey, I can see, and I'm old. This is what I get for being 46. Beyond that, though, Chase, much to your chagrin, I have been playing Forza Horizon 6, the deluxe edition. I went, I paid $120. I got it. I get to play the game 4 days early. And to me, that is totally worth it. I know people argued, why would you pay for that? Never pre-order the game. But I have played every single Forza, be it Motorsport, be it Horizon. I enjoy them greatly. I always end up getting the big editions of them, and never once have I regretted it. The fun thing with this one, since sadly the past couple of them I've had to get digitally because the physical copies are just they're install discs. They're absolutely pointless. I mean, I might eventually pick them up just to have them on the shelf to keep the line going. But the benefit of digital for this one has kind of outweighed a lot of it for me. So I've been playing it on my Series X. I played it some on my Series S. I loaded up my desktop PC and played a little bit. And I even loaded it up on my Legion Go. And surprisingly, it runs great on that now. Like the Legion Go, like Microsoft has done, because we talked about the Xbox experience thing for Windows. I think they finally got that sorted out because that boots up almost like a console. It goes straight to the Xbox interface. I can interact with it pretty easily with my actual, just the controller, be it the one built into it or when I connect to it. It's docked in my room to my TV, which is, it's a 1080p TV. So it's not like I'm pushing this thing crazy, but it looks good. I can play Horizon on there just fine. My save moves around very easily. So last night I played it in there for a bit. Went back, played it more today, and my save just moved back over. I'm over like 400 roads out of like, I think there's 673. I have this weird thing. Every time I get a Forza, the first thing I have to do is fill the map out. It's so satisfying to just sit there and color in the lines. Basically, I know I'm a giant child. I don't care.
That's fair enough.
But it's been fun. I've been doing more of the races. They've added in some more like interaction with other players because it still has random other people there. And if you're within a certain distance and you're all doing stuff, they have new, what they call link abilities. So if you're drifting and someone else starts drifting or doing something, it actually counts as a link, and you can get bonus points off of it if you're doing similar things in the area. And you don't have to know the person, be connected to them. It just happens. But I love the fact, and I put this on the Discord, the first time I did that, I got an achievement, which they called 4 swords. And it said, you know, the first time you've done a link ability, and link is all capitalized. So it's very blatantly a Legend of Zelda joke. And I appreciate that, being this game is in Japan, you know, and Microsoft just kind of putting that in there with Turn 10. But when you get this, Chase, I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the environments are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to push it a little bit more on my computer and see some of the ray tracing stuff. I'm actually playing it on performance mode on the Series X, so it's pretty much locked 60, which plays great, and it still looks good. You know, it's not a downgrade from 5 at all, which is good. I might try out the graphics mode just to see what it adds, but the fluidity of it's just kind of got me sold.
Have you done much with building your garage and stuff yet, or building up that? It's a garage, right? Basically, just like a complex type thing.
The first one you find is one of the other characters you're with, her old family home that's got like a 3-car garage and stuff in this area. I've got that, and it's become my home base. I'm working on trying to, you can build like pretty much like a stunt park if you want to, like however you want to build it up with, like, you know, so many pieces, and other people can come to it, visit it, and use it, and you actually get currency from it. Oh, so okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and build it up and see what I can do and see how much bigger, but there's multiple buildings you can get. And I think we saw during the preview, there is like a really big area you can get and become like a complex. I'll get to that eventually. I've been driving around, like I said, filling out the roads, which helps me find like some of the garage finds, which I found a couple of those. And then there's also a used car mechanic where you can be just driving around and you'll find a car for sale at a discount that someone's just selling used. And I've been buying up a bunch of those.
That's cool, because I don't think that was in 5, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah.
I messed with the auction house because one of my favorite cars, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and drop the money because I'd already built up a bunch of cash, and I got bonuses for being with the series for so long, which is great because I got an extra special edition car for all 5 of the previous Horizons and Forza Motorsport. So that was like just 6 high-end Forza edition cars right off the bat, which was fun. but I wanted the Ford RS 200.
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar you are with that one, but it's a classic rally car.
Yeah.
And it's one I remember since I was a kid. I had a Hot Wheel of it. It was the only one I had with actual suspension. Like, I just loved that car. I would play with it all the time. And it became a favorite even in the game. Like, it's dope as shit. So I went and ended up messing with the auction house and bidding against someone who kept going back and forth. And I think I ended up paying like 130,000 for it. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. It's not real money. It's a game.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did, because I found out like within a couple of hours, you get it in the game naturally. But I was like, all right, I have 2 of them. Whatever, I'll customize one. I don't care. Or I might just sell it and give it away to somebody. I said, it's not real money. We're not playing Steven's cell phone games.
True.
But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I've got that. The what was it? The Warthog is in there. You can buy it again.
That's amazing.
Yes. So I bought the Warthog. There's not like a special event to get it this time. You just find it in the store and buy it. And there's actually different skins for it that are official. So there's like a camo looking one, and then there's like an all black like street version. And I went with the traditional green because I like that one. Still handles great. Still fun to just rip through things. The environments are more destructive than they used to be. Every single tree you can just plow through, like if you've got enough speed going, except cherry blossoms. You cannot take out a cherry blossom tree because it is a staple of Japan. So they made them non-destructive. You can't mess with those. And also, thankfully, you can't mess with temples.
Yeah.
You can see them. They're great. But sadly, there are assholes that visit that try to mess with things. And I'm sure they'll try and smash them in the game. And you cannot. So don't do that. So, but you can run into it and break a bunch of other stuff. So it's fine. I've just been barreling through things without a care in the world. Oh, I should be dead so many times over. So yeah, when you inevitably get it, I'm looking forward to the 2 of us racing, trying out some events, making some courses, comparing cars, and kind of going from there. So I think this will be another hit between the 2 of us, like Gears of War was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Since we played through all those. And I like the fact that even with this one, we'll talk about that later because Forza is going to come up again. My other game I've been playing, I got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle for Switch 2, which I was holding off to see how it looked. I was like, I know it's a downgrade. I was playing it on a high-end PC. You know, some people playing it on a bigger console. Holy crap, it is surprisingly playable and good on the Switch 2. Like, yes, they limited it to 30 FPS, but it actually holds it pretty well. And that payoff is like, it actually has ray tracing with global illumination, shadows, and some other stuff. Like, it is the full game. It's amazing. Like, all the voice acting, everything's there. So if this is the only way you play it, you will not be disappointed. And this isn't like a run and gun action game, so 30 FPS is fine. I don't think this needs 60. You don't shoot that much. It's very limited anyways. It's mostly hand-to-hand fist fights or using the whip or sneaking and things like that. But importantly, it's pretty, and you get to punch the shit out of Nazis and leave them in awkward positions. I'm always okay for that. Yeah. And lastly, I made a bunch of headway on Resident Evil Requiem. I'm trying to get through it so I can play the new Leon mode. I think I'm most of the way through the story. Steven told me, Steven and John both told me I'm like 75% through it now. But once I get into it, I'm having a lot of fun just kind of fighting my way through Raccoon City. And when I got to actually go into the Raccoon City Police Department, the fact that they played all the Resident Evil 2 music while you're in there just gave me all the feels. I was just like, oh, I'm back. There's so many jokes and references and things all throughout it. Like, did you play Resident Evil 2 Remake?
No, I haven't played 2 Remake.
Okay. You really should, by the way.
Yeah, I should. It's always one of those things where it's like you intend to get it, you intend to play it, and then something else comes out and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about it.
I get that. I have that happen a lot. Half the time I'm buying the games and it still happens. I forget I have them. So early on in the game, there's one character you run into, and it's a great scene. It's not really spoiling anything story-wise. It's just kind of an effect, and you'll see it where Leon's finding a cop laying slumped against the wall inside the police department, and he goes to pull his head back to see, is he okay or what's going on? And his whole head from here just splits, and you see the tissue come up, like his whole face was sliced apart, and he's pulling. It's well done. You find that body in the place with like the jaw gone because it just rotted and fell off because it was already separated. There's other zombies you see that like they're all deteriorated, but they were there from the beginning. Like they're still there, just wandering around. So nice throwbacks to it, references to 2 and 3 and a lot of other things. So definitely need to play it eventually. 3 I'm still not a big fan of, but 2 did a good job. So all right, we'll go over real quick to the group chat. And this is mostly just for you and I to talk about Ready or Not. With did we do anything spectacular last week when we played it? I know it was kind of a slower night, but
it was a bit of a slower night. I think we've pretty much completed, other than one mission from the base game. We've completed the base game, and we're actually in the DLC stuff now. Nice. DLC stuff I'm really enjoying.
Me too.
Because the DLC stuff actually, I mean, it's a little bit more thematic. So like, I think we've done 2 missions now where we've basically done like drug houses, which have been quite fun.
We've done drug houses, hostage situations, and hospitals. We've done
like that hospital.
A raid in a post office. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was.
But like, I think the DLC map, is it the one with the shipping containers, like that big map? Because that was a big one.
So I think that was, if I remember correctly, I think that was a DLC map, or maybe that was base game. I can't. No, it was DLC.
Either way, I think that's one of the maps where like, oh, this is why they included sniper rifles. Because like when I got to the top, if I had a sniper rifle, you could have scoped the whole area and done so much damage.
Yeah. So the only one that I think we haven't completed in the base game is that hospital. That hospital is brutal. Gosh, it's brutal.
Well, they hide in so many places. They bomb people. So you gotta defuse bombs. You gotta defuse the bombs where they're placed. They're jumping out from corners, and we'll eventually get through it.
Yeah.
The game is definitely living up to it.
I don't think anybody like killed each other in spectacular fashion, though. So I think that part
good on us. We're learning.
That part was a success.
We blew up in fantastic ways, but it was not anyone's direct fault. I think we shot each other a few times on accident, but like nothing fatal this time. No, like, oops, I shot you in the head, or oops, I blew up a door and killed us all. So, yeah, it's going well. I think we still got a good little bit of content from this. I'm wondering if they're going to come out with anything else.
I don't know.
It hasn't been out that long, has it?
No, I don't think it's been out like maybe a year.
Yeah, maybe. So it's got time to maybe do some more DLC. I'd buy it.
Yeah, I think we got about like 9 missions left. Yeah, something like that. Because I think
go ahead.
I think each DLC add-on had 3. 3 each.
And I'm pretty sure, like, even once we finish all of them, we're gonna want to go back and do some of them that we did absolutely terrible on to see if we can do better now that we know what we're doing.
Try to get like better grades. Yeah, for sure.
I want a clean run of that stupid apartment building just once, because we have suffered through that apartment building.
Yeah. The apartment building we've suffered in. There's what's the other one that we suffered in? I think it's the one where we had to arrest somebody very specific.
Oh yeah, that was the server rooms and all that stuff.
Yep.
That was the drug houses with the servers and everything. Because that one like ended up, was that the one that had the underground tunnels, or was that a different one? I think so. No, I think that was the game developer or whatever, the collector. Like his house is covered in generic toys and stuff.
You're right.
Yeah, that was that was a rough one. So, all right, let's jump over to some news real quick. So we only got a few things for this week to talk about, but first off, Katsuhiro Harada, the former Tekken series producer, has moved over to SNK to form a new studio called SNK VS Studio in Shinagawa, Tokyo. And he's going to actually end up being the CEO of this. So Harada stated himself, quote, "Having been involved in game development for many years, I've constantly considered how I want to spend my time as a developer and what kind of environment allows developers to perform at their best." Which kind of goes against the whole fact that SNK was pretty much bought by the Electronic Gaming Development Company, or the EDGC, back in 2022, which they purchased 96% of the company. And the big issue with that is the EDGC is pretty much a branch of the Saudi Arabian government. Like, that's just them kind of funding and buying up a lot of stuff. And they're pushing to buy a bunch of companies. I think right now they're pushing to try and get more of Capcom, which, keep your hands off my Capcom. I don't need you ruining Resident Evil or Pragmata or Monster Hunter or Mega Man or whatever else they're doing, or Street Fighter. Yeah. But, you know, that government's also been known for a lot of human rights violations. So a lot of people are kind of boycotting SNK for a lot of stuff, and now not real happy that he's kind of taken the money and gone over to develop over there. I don't know the full details of everything, but I know some of the friends of the show we've talked to have outright said, like, well, I guess I'm not playing those games anymore, you know, because he's already out for SNK and other stuff. So don't know. But do you have any thoughts on this one, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like, Harada's got to do what he thinks is best for him. So it's hopefully he finds what he wants to do and is happy, as he claimed in his statement.
Yeah, because the concern is, like, after they bought out SNK, they made the last of their big fighting games, which I think was King of the Fighters, Mark of the Wolves, I believe.
Yeah.
Which undersold. It didn't do as well as they were hoping for, which ended up the CEO of that part had to eventually step down. And they had pushed a lot of stuff with that game, be it particular characters, like including some of their soccer players and some of the stuff. Like, there was a lot kind of being not quite hands off from them.
Yeah, because that was Ronaldo. They had added Ronaldo to a fighting game, which was really weird.
Yeah. like I know, you know, because they're trying to take all these different investments and the money they have and pull them all together, and, you know, everything benefit from everything else, which I can see to a point, but it's when you're putting soccer players in fighting games, that's kind of weird. So, but, you know, if they make a game and it doesn't succeed, I wonder if he'll have to step down or if he'll get booted out of his own company he's forming, because it kind of doesn't feel like he's protected in that regard. You know?
That's true.
So I wonder if he'll be willing to try some of the weird stuff they used to with Tekken, you know, because not every Tekken game's been a hit. Some of them were kind of mixed, you know, middle of the road, but there were some highs, there were some lows, but they got to at least try stuff. So we'll have to see, because I'm curious who's taking over Tekken now. I guess he hasn't been involved in the last one, maybe, but we shall see. All right, let's move on over to the next one here. So this is one that you might actually benefit from eventually, Chase. After the recent announcement of a $50 price hike of the Nintendo Switch 2, among other things, Nintendo's announced a new Choose Your Game bundle to take some of the pain off the upcoming increase for a limited time. And I guess this probably wouldn't actually affect you, because most of the increase was the US for this one. But for the $4.99 cost, you can now choose a digital copy for free, air quotes there, from a list of 3, which is Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, or Pokemon Pokopia. Which I think you guys in New Zealand are getting a Pokemon Pokopia bundle as it is.
Yep.
Oddly, nowhere else, just you guys.
Yeah, because I think I was talking about this last week. I just wonder if it's got something to do with, there's got to be some data or something that Nintendo has, because I've noticed where I've ran into a lot of people around here that talk about like buying Pokemon cards and just talk about Pokemon in general. So I wonder if Pokemon's just really popular here and they're like, oh, this will be a good bundle. So, like, obviously they know something we don't, right? Like,
oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see if we get this or not over here.
I mean, it's not bad because, you know, like I bought the Mario Kart World bundle when the Switch 2 came out. So I paid $499.99 anyways. And it's kind of nice that they're at least temporarily, when they increase back to that cost, still giving you a digital copy of the game, kind of just to ease the pain of it. So you're really not, you just don't have the option to buy the cheaper no game bundle, but at least you're getting something. And all three of these are good games. Mario Kart World, I know it's been kind of hit or miss for some people, but it's been a lot of fun to explore. But Donkey Kong Bonanza was an absolute banger. Loved that game. And if you like Donkey Kong, that's definitely one to get.
Yeah, I'll have to get that one.
Yeah, and then Pokemon Pokopia, I was iffy about it, but I was really enjoying it while I was playing it. It is cute, but it has got good puzzles and you can build things, and there's a reason it's sold like crazy. So
remind me, Pokopia is the one where you're basically like the Ditto and you're like building stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
It's basically Dragon Quest builders with Pokemon and some extra stuff. Yeah. With an incredibly dark post-apocalyptic Pokemon world story just littered in the background while you're being all cute. You're just like, oh yeah, all the humans are gone and all these cities that they identify are destroyed and you're rebuilding, and it's like, what happened? like just, is everyone dead? It's like, what would cause them all to move somewhere? Like, you know, Pokemon are waking up like they were abandoned and people are taking over. So
where's Ash to save the world?
Is Ash dead? Is this like the Ash is dead, you know, storyline? But yeah, this decision to make the bundles comes after the statement that they will be developing a robust software lineup to kind of help make up for the increase as well, to alleviate it. And then, but we're still waiting on an actual Nintendo Direct for 2026. We haven't had one since like September of last year, I think. Which I am a little worried of how quiet they've been beyond little announcements. Like last week's just surprise, we're giving you a Star Fox Direct in 10 minutes was the most just weird thing they've done in a while. And so many things feel like they should be part of an actual Direct, and I just don't understand it. We have to have something by next month. Like, I don't see them making it through the traditional E3 era of the year without telling us what the hell's going on.
So, haven't you said that the last 2 months?
I have.
We have to get something next month.
We have to.
We have to get something next month.
June, I am actually putting my hat on because that is traditionally the E3 month. Like, we're supposed to get the big announcements and things.
I wonder if that's what they're doing.
Direct. But we would have normally had a Direct in like January or February.
Yeah.
To kind of cover the first part. June would be, you know, the rest of the year and maybe some big long-term announcements and stuff like that. And it's just been this weird random sprinkling of things. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they've been oddly quiet, but I wonder if that means, I mean, to me, that means that this next Direct better be like the Direct to end all Directs. Like,
oh, shit.
But yeah, you're right. We definitely should get something during that E3 time period, like what used to be E3, because it'd be really odd if Nintendo stays quiet even through all that.
Yeah, because I mean, I know they're trying to stifle some of the rumors or leaks that have been going on, which some think that's why Star Fox was just, hey, it's 10 minutes, go. You know?
Yeah, I think that's what Swan said. Something about they just did that because they didn't want it to get leaked.
Well, they think it already was leaked because there was leaks earlier in January that talked about a Star Fox classic style game, but that also included like a Ocarina of Time remake, which other than the one on 3DS, which we got, you know, one for Star Fox as well there, we've never really gotten a remake of Ocarina of Time, not like a full one like this. So if that's going to be included in it, I hope that's not just dropped in a quick little like, hey, we're doing an Ocarina of Time, or Zelda direct in 10 minutes, just all, out of the blue.
Yeah.
I want that to get the attention it needs, because I know there's anniversaries that are this year and coming up that they just have not said anything. Like, they're very quiet about. So, don't know. We shall see. All right, let's go on to some very weird, sad news. So, following a recent big question that we had, we talked about the worst video game adaptations. Uwe Boll has basically threatened us all by coming out of retirement to push more of what we've agreed are some of the worst video game movies in the world. So apparently, after hearing that W.S. Anderson, the guy who did Resident Evil series and Monster Hunter, which I still have refused to watch Monster Hunter, I'm going to have to get it eventually, because, Steven and I have been trying to collect these terrible video game movie things, including the fact that I just picked up Prince of Persia from Disney with an all-white cast, which is great. Monster Hunter is going to hurt me. But anyways, after hearing about W.S. Anderson he started filming on a new House of the Dead for Sega, Uwe Boll took this personally, that he was not asked back to make yet another of this, I think what Steven did rate as the worst video game movie ever. He was pretty high on that one. Like, he did not like it. And I think he did find the sequel to it recently. He was talking about it earlier, so I haven't seen that yet either. It apparently gets worse. But he started filming his own unofficial sequel titled 23 Years Later, The Castle of the Dead. So we're getting a spiritual sequel to House of the Dead from Uwe Boll, which is going to be terrible. He's convinced that whatever W.S. Anderson does is going to be like this CGI slop, as he put it, which is such a term he should not be using.
Coming from the dude that literally put video game footage in the game or in the movie. Oh my goodness.
At least Doom, when they did that, tried to make it feel like the game. That whole sequence, you're like, it's terrible, but I get it.
The first person shooter sequence was actually it was probably like the coolest part of the whole movie, to be fair. Not a high bar to exceed by any stretch, but it was actually like, I actually kind of jived with it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually kind of like clever and fun, at least.
How much would you have loved if they had remade that, like complete 3D, so they could change it and animate and stuff, and made that like an arcade stand-up light gun shooter?
Right.
Like, where you're just going through it, doing the shots and doing things. Like, that could be a fun Doom arcade game. They could flesh that out.
I agree.
You guys missed it. It was the perfect time when it came out, too. Oh, but it gets worse, Chase.
Uh-oh.
Because he's also announced that he's optioned the film rights for another Alone in the Dark, which is the one I said was the worst movie of all time. From video game stuff.
He's just got both you and Swan covered. He's just like, I got you guys.
It's just, how is this man still making movies? Like, we thought we were out when he retired, and he's like, no, who's funding him? Like, who hates us so much to give him money?
It's probably Saudi Arabia.
It was Canada for a while, surprisingly. Apparently he kept getting like Canadian like tax breaks and stuff, and it's like, Canada, please. I know you're trying to be polite, not to him. Just be a dick for once, for this art's sake. Don't give him anything.
And just say sorry and tax him already.
Oh man. And like I said, Steven and I ended up buying this shit just because it's so terrible and we want to find it. Oh God. We're gonna have to talk about this again next time just to get Steven's reaction, because he's the one that posted it on the Discord, and I was just like, oh my God. And then, like I said, he's not here today, so oh well. All right, let's hit our last little news story. This is another good and bad possibly story. So I've never heard of this company before, but I've learned a little bit about them today. But 1047 Games developers of the free-to-play arena battle royale Splitgate are apparently developing a new game that is supposed to be a spiritual successor to Titanfall, which kind of got my hopes up and then made me very concerned because it dawned on me, they didn't say Titanfall 2. They said Titanfall, which is multiplayer only. And it was fun, but it was not Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 was a pinnacle of that series and what we all want, honestly. So pre-alpha gameplay was shared with Insider Gaming, though it is not allowed to go public, is what they were told, that showed players in team deathmatch using grappling hooks and wall run abilities, kind of like you could in Titanfall. A mech was shown with a player getting inside with a grapple, then pretty much dominating, taking out the field with a Gatling gun and shield and all that stuff. We have no idea about a release date, but they did feel that it would be announced sometime this year. So by the end of the year, we hope for a direct, but sadly we're being promised this and Uwe Boll films. So this is the darkest timeline. And I just, I want a continuation of the story from Titanfall 2, which obviously we can't get in a spiritual successor. But I at least want good single player, or preferably even give me co-op for some kind of story-based take with the mechs. Like, they can't get too close because they'll get their butts sued. But EA is never going to do anything with this, I don't think.
No, probably not. Unfortunately, the only person that could have even potentially gotten us a Titanfall 3 passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So I think any chances of us getting that went with him. But I've played Splitgate. I played that with,
I was hoping one of us had
a couple. So I played that with a couple mates of mine back before I came over here to New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fun. It's all right, but it kind of feels like, it kind of felt to me like kind of almost discount Halo 1 multiplayer back in the day, which was fun.
It looked like, and this is not like a knock against it or even that type. It looked like it would be a shooter that would fit into like late Dreamcast, early PS2 era.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a whole feeling a lot of people should understand. It's like, there were fun shooters back then, but they were very arcadey and like colorful.
Because this was, because I played like the team deathmatch and all that stuff, and it definitely kind of gave me like those older Halo vibes, like when you're playing it, because like you're playing as like characters that are wearing armor, and the rockets and the sniper rifles all kind of work in the same fashion. But then you have this extra wrinkle of the gameplay with these portals that you can use to get around the map a little bit faster and whatnot. So it's like, it was a fun shooter and stuff like that. Titanfall 1, arguably for me, if you wanted me to pick like an actual multiplayer game that I enjoyed the most, it would have been Titanfall 1.
Okay.
It was really well made, and it was one of those that I could enjoy quite a bit. The PvE aspect of it was quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2, you're right. It's the pinnacle of the series, and damn you, EA, for not giving us a third one. Yeah, so
I would pay Forza Horizon money for a Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I would drop $120. Like, all right, here you go. Thank you. So, having played their game, do you have any faith that they can do justice to a Titanfall type game? I mean, this is early alpha build, so like pre-alpha. So I'm curious what we're going to see, but do you have faith in them?
Oh, I mean, it's going to be diet Titanfall. Like, it's going to be discount. Like, it's going to be like wish.com Titanfall. But like, so there'll be people that'll find it enjoyable. I'm not really into the multiplayer shooter phase, like, or in the whole scene like I used to be back in the day. Right. Battlefield 6 was the closest I got to it, and I still dabble in that time to time. But yeah, that's.
We need to play some Battlefield 6 at some point too. I do have that now. Yeah, so I'm hopeful for it, but I kind of think Titanfall 2 went out on a high note, whether we liked it or not. Like, it's just, We can go back and play it. I don't know if the multiplayer is still active for Titanfall 2 or not.
I don't think so. Could be wrong.
I think Titanfall 1 got shut down a while ago.
Yeah.
Which sucks because that was only multiplayer. But it was fun. Like, it was such a creative and new way to play. And it looked great. And it managed to balance really well, like, people versus mechs. Like, each side had definite benefits of where you could go, how they could be attacked. You were not automatically, like, if you were in a Titan, you were just going to win, you know?
Yeah.
And that's another worry I had with, like, the description, because when they were talking about the footage they had, you know, when the guy got the mech, he apparently wiped, like, the whole group. Like, he was just unstoppable for a while. And I'm like, I don't want that. I want it to be a decision of, hey, I'm in the Titan. Now this is my benefit, but now I have to worry about this. Like, you know, people could jump on your back and take you out or plant bombs. Like, that was such a fun part of Titanfall where that. So I'm worried, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And it seems like you just find the Titans around the map. Like, they're just there. You don't really, like, call them in, which that I also love, because you could technically kill someone if you landed a Titan on them.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I ever got that achievement, but it was so fun just because you had the potential. You imagine you're playing, you're doing really well, and just a giant robot just lands on you.
You're just like, what the hell just happened?
It's almost Looney Tunes of it.
Kind of like Helldivers almost. They just like land on each other on accident.
You know, we should kind of balance out how much we keep talking about how we kill each other in Ready or Not, because that is nothing to what we've done to each other.
We've done unspeakable things to each other in Helldivers. It's just, there's.
Oh, God.
It's for Super Earth, man.
Yeah, that's such a fun game. So, here's another thing I'll have to ask you. Do you think EA will ever potentially pull a Dead Space or some of the other ones and at least maybe give us a remake of something, like maybe combine Titanfall and Titanfall 2? Or are they just going to sit on that IP forever, or are they going to eventually just be like, well, I guess we could use it for something?
I think the only way, unless they were, because they don't obviously seem that interested in making a Titanfall 3. The only thing
the other shooter technically tied to it.
Yeah,
Apex
Legends, the Battle Royale. But I think if they were going to do anything, they would we might see like a series reboot. But I think that's
something.
I think that's going to be like further down the line when they need something. Maybe when they need like a win in their corner.
I'd be fine if you have to name it after Apex Legends. If you have to just make that the main part of the title to give me a Titanfall 3 of some sort, I'll take it. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll call it whatever you want me to. Just let me call a mech down. Yeah, now I'm depressed. I want more of that.
It is. Anytime we talk about Titanfall, it is depressing.
I'm still proud that that's the one mech game we got Steven to not just enjoy, but to love and be on our side arguing about a new one.
Yeah, but he was just like, I want to see the end of the story, damn it. I'm like, yeah, we all do, man. It is what it is, man.
We didn't want to suffer alone. You're with us now. Oh, man. Because listeners, just so you understand, Steven fucking hates mechs.
Yeah, with a passion.
It's a constant thing between me and him, because I love like Battletech and Mech Warrior and Steel Battalion and Transformers, and he cannot stand them except for Titanfall 2. I can't be mad at the one game he picks is that one. That's a good choice. So at least we have that. All right, let's go over to the speed run real quick. So for those of us that paid for the incredibly overpriced plastic Virtual Boy shell, or the cardboard one if you're cheap, Nintendo has dropped a new set of Virtual Boy titles onto Nintendo Switch Online, which I still like how this works. Like, it's amazingly good. I just hate that you can't play this without it. But we have Jack Brothers, Space Invaders, V-Tetris, Vertical Force, Virtual Bowling, and Virtual Fishing, which are actually a good set of games. Cheesemeister on Blue Sky calculated a general value of $1,440.35 for these games if you wanted to play them right now physically, not counting the cost of the hardware of getting an actual working Virtual Boy and either repairing it or doing the modifications to repair it, which I can tell you right now, it's not super expensive, but the hardware is a lot. Surprisingly, most of this comes down to Virtual Bowling itself going for $730. I think one of the other games was like 400 something, so it's up there pretty fast, but not a bad deal. Like if you paid for the plastic, which is sitting here in my house. Here's my my plastic Virtual Boy. The real one is in a box over there. I'm working on it. You got a pretty good selection of most of the Virtual Boy games available right away. I think the only thing that would make it better is if they would let us buy a Nintendo Switch Online Virtual Boy controller. I just want one. I love the 2 D-pads. It's just so much fun to use. Next up, eBay responded back to GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen after his ridiculous bid to buy eBay. My favorite line from the rejection letter, you can read the whole thing they have online. They just put it up. It says, "We have concluded that your proposal is neither credible nor attractive." Oh, I think I worded it on the Discord as that is the corporate version of bitch, please. Like, just no. GameStop is... That CEO has just lost his damn mind.
Yeah, he's lost something. That's for sure.
Like, eBay is worth so much more than GameStop, but GameStop's like, "Nah, we'll buy you." No, go sit down, kid. You're bothering me. Like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And the last bit of interesting, fun news, and it's kind of funny. It is me and you. Xbox is now Xbox. They've just moved to all capitals. Yeah, it's screaming at you now.
Stop yelling at me, Xbox.
But they apparently let people vote on Twitter, or whatever they call it now, on this, and everybody chose the full capitalization of Xbox. And they did it. Like, they changed it on all their marketing, on their website, like their name. Everything is now back to the large Xbox, all one word. Okay. It's funny, but you've got a lot more shit you've got to do to prove that you're going to do this right. The logo was not a bad move. I do like the new logo. It's a good start. Yeah. I'm waiting for it to update where everyone else gets it on their systems, but I'm a big fan of that green. Like, I'm a sucker for green. It's my favorite color. So yeah, good on you. Can we get actual games now that run on the hardware? That's what I give a damn about.
And only stay on the Xbox. That's probably also something that the fans would really enjoy.
At least some of them. I think like the good single player titles need to be a reason there. Multiplayer titles, love it or hate it, I think benefit from being on other systems.
Absolutely.
I'm not even like Forza Horizon 6 is a timed exclusive. It's only on Xbox and PC right now, which is really pissed off a lot of PlayStation people. Like, I want to play it now. Wait your turn, man. Like, you'll get it.
Yeah, man.
You know you're getting it. It's sometime later this year. We don't have a set date. But if we get, like, Fable, I think should have stayed like PC and Xbox. Like, should have just been a single player. Like, this is where you play it. And I know they're worried about sales and stuff, but if they can turn around how people look at Xbox, they might be able to kind of get that going again to make it beneficial. And they're going to have to lose some money to make it, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for them because unfortunately the problem is because I think even Phil Spencer like said it best. He said we lost the generation we shouldn't have, which was the PS4, Xbox One generation, because what's happened now is it's got everybody into the ecosystem, and like if you've bought a lot of digital games and stuff like that, you don't necessarily want to make the switch over.
Right.
So that's what kind of hurts is you get people into an ecosystem and then it's hard to leave. So yeah, I mean,
That's
I hope
the Apple
Xbox.
plan, basically.
Yeah, essentially, that's and even to a certain extent, Google, because Google kind of tries to do the same thing. A lot of these companies, all these companies, they want to get you into an ecosystem, and then that way you're just constantly using their products. But yeah, I mean, I hope Xbox turns it around because I want Xbox to be competitive, and the more competition that we have between the three of them, the better for everybody. Yeah. So, yeah, at the very least, like, I hope they get their shit together.
Yeah, we definitely need that. Like the new hardware, we're hearing back and forth on the whole idea. I'm not liking the fact we're hearing more about it not having a physical disk drive, which I think is a huge loss.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if it's connected with PC. I need a disk drive. I need that backwards compatibility. The more of it you can do, the better, because a lot of us have these giant libraries that we want to access. And if you turn it off, you just give them more reason to go somewhere else.
Well, I wonder if they're going to pull I wonder if they're pulling a Sony in that regard, and they're going to have like a disk drive that you can attach, like a attachable one.
That would suck, but I would at least be happy if there was an option. You know, I would rather just be part of it, but
yeah, the only thing then is it probably the only thing about that then is it probably comes into a thing is I wonder if they're going to do the same thing like what Sony did, where you have to have that check, that DRM check.
Probably, but I mean, you technically already have that on an Xbox. You have to connect it at least once to get it initiated, and then go from there. Which is a weird thing, but it's not the end of all of it. Which now PlayStation basically has that as well if you have a disk drive. So that argument's kind of gone out the window,
right?
But in regards to the games of why they need to be some of them only on Xbox, you know, they were sharing the games with PlayStation, and they're selling really well over there. That's what's kind of funny. Like,
yeah, Forza Horizon 5 was like the best. It was literally the best reason to get a PS5 Pro.
Yeah, it was. I think
it was literally like the best game that actually took full advantage of a Pro, like, which is super weird. It had to be an Xbox game to like be the reason that was like the best reason to get a PS5 Pro. But it's just, hey man, like, it's just...
I bought a Series X to get the best Xbox games, and it's like, now you got to get a PS5 Pro. I'm like, wait, what? No.
So weird.
But like, so Microsoft, you know, I'm okay. I get why they share with PC, because Microsoft is pretty much in both environments. They live in both lands. So the games releasing on both and being cross-compatible makes sense. I get it. They've always been in that land in one way or another, even all the way back on the 360 and stuff. But they share with PlayStation with a lot of these titles. PlayStation, for a little bit, was doing that. You could get Spider-Man 1, you could get God of War, you can get stuff on PC. But now they decided they wanted to shut that down, that no more PC games are coming out, starting with Wolverine. So this big game that they're like, oh, it's fine, you can play it on PC, you don't have to get this. No, you have to get a PlayStation now. So you're already getting this system because you can only play those games there. Why would you get an Xbox if you already know, well, the games will get here eventually, I'll just wait and play them here, which hurts the sales on the console and makes it less and less reasonable to even have it.
Absolutely. No, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it definitely depends on the game too, because like, I agree with you, it depends on the game. Because like, for instance, like, I wouldn't be, well, I think it did come out on PlayStation, but like, like Hi-Fi Rush is a good example. It's a really fun game, but like, if that got released on multiple systems, which I think it did,
you know, yeah,
that's not necessarily
left there.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like a huge deal.
I think it would have been good to keep that on Xbox though, if they had, because it was a good single player game. It was very creative and original with this idea. Like, it would have been a staple of an Xbox. Horizon makes sense because you want more players. Well, it got released when, thankfully, the company got bought and they were able to continue. But like, Forza Horizon makes sense. You want the player base, you want the people. Just like it makes sense for Helldivers 2 is on Xbox now.
Yeah.
And as much as some people threw a fit, go ahead.
I think that's when Sony should have done sooner.
Yeah, personally. I mean, they've always been really slow. It's like pulling teeth with them, like for crossplay. Like, it took Fortnite basically shutting them out in order for them to finally, like, fine, we'll do it. You know, when everybody else is able to play together, except PlayStation, they realized, oh, this is a terrible look for us.
Yeah.
So they acquiesce under threat, basically.
Yeah, same thing probably with because same thing kind of happened with online gaming, like Sony and basically Microsoft drugged Sony and Nintendo kicking and screaming with online and like bringing
Nintendo's
online
still kicking and screaming. They're
yeah.
still so behind. They've got some good features, but they are. I love my Switch too, but that is baby's first internet. Like it needs game chat. Great feature. We need more games to use it. Like,
yep.
So,
but I this hasn't been the first time that Sony kind of just drags their feet on things because they're
well, they get the market lead on something and they're really bad about just shooting themselves in the foot about it. PS2 was super popular, which led to the PS3 being an overpriced monster, which eventually did get better and had some good games, but it really screwed them in the end. They tried to superpower themselves. It made it so much more difficult, which got the 360 ahead because they had a year lead time. And then Xbox One, Microsoft just completely fucked it up.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Which is funny because now Sony's doing a lot of the stuff that they mocked Xbox for at the time. So they're doing the online signature or download games and stuff like that. We've gone to a dark, dark time. This would be like the longest speed run we've had in a while. All right,
fair enough.
Yeah, let's jump over to the big question. We should have made that one a news story. I did not realize just a joke about Xbox would become that. I'm just going to segment it out and make it its own thing. Let me just.
Fair enough.
I'll put that there as a note. And now for the big question. All right, so in your experience of gaming throughout your life, what have been some of the most consistent game series you have played where most, if not all, of the games have been what you personally consider a hit? So, Chase, we'll let you start with that one.
Okay, well, so first one I started with is Gears of War. Now, I know that some people be like, Judgment? I'm like yeah.
Judgment. I like Judgment. I don't care. I will defend it.
No matter how many times that Jeremy and I kill ourselves because we forget the grenade button, it's still got a charm to it because
it had some of Baird's best lines.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that there isn't a Gears of War game that I don't like. Gears Tactics was freaking phenomenal. I recommend anybody that likes.
But it was fun.
I recommend anybody that likes tactics games to play that. It's actually really good. And they kind of kept that Gears formula, not formula. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of there. It still has a feel of Gears about it because it's still a little bit about pushing and executions and doing. I really enjoy it. But yeah, Gears 1 through 5, Judgment, Tactics, absolutely love them. They're even just as great single player as they are co-op.
They flourish in co-op though.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
Absolutely, especially the later games because like Gears 5 in particular, I really like the idea of somebody playing as Jack the Robot. Like that, I thought was actually quite a really smart idea. Yeah.
He just liked being a robot. We're like, all right.
Yeah, man. For a dude that doesn't like mechs, he loved the idea of being a robot.
That is a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
I mean, he's not a giant robot, but he's still a robot. But
we need to point that out to him next time. I guess he's okay with robots, just not mechs.
Yeah. But then my second series was Metal Gear Solid. In particular, so this is why I kind of clarified this with Jeremy earlier. I was like, are we considering spin-offs? Because if that's the case, then this one technically is disqualified because Metal Gear Survive I didn't even play it because I heard it was absolute trash.
I did play it and you're not wrong.
Yeah. So,
I don't even consider that one like it's after Kojima left. We're just like, you know what? No, you are just out.
Like if we're going off like Metal Gear Solid 1 through 5, even the games on the PSP, Peace Walker, and what was the other one?
Acid.
Yes. Well, Acid 1 and 2. But like
I think Acid 1 and 2 are kind of like the Game Boy Color ones. They're good, but they're separate weird things on purpose.
Yeah, because Acid's kind of card based, if I remember right. So Metal Gear Solid 1 through 5, I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed. I even enjoyed 5 itself, which some people didn't like 4. I thought 4 was a phenomenal story. Yeah, weird, it was ending. Over the top.
Good story.
Weird ending, but I expect weird from these games. I just never didn't expect weird. Like after Metal Gear Solid, when one of the bosses like, "Oh, I see that you like playing Castlevania." I was just like, okay, you know what? Like at this point, it's like
Metal Gear Solid 4. I just keep thinking of the microwave crawl.
Yeah, that was
such a weird choice.
Very weird choice. Metal Gear Solid 5 was absolutely fantastic game, even though it was, all the like stuff that's come out about it later, like the development hell, like being rushed by Konami. Would it have been nice to see Kojima's actual like full vision for the game? Yeah, absolutely. But Konami was just like
the ending, I think.
Yeah, because I think there's basically just like a middle chapter that got cut. Like there's like a second act that just kind of got completely cut out. Konami was like, we want our payout. Like just hurry up and release the game. But I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I kind of liked how in 5 you could approach things how you wanted to. You could try approaching from different angles or trying different outcomes. I liked the which I think was technically first in Peace Walker, but I liked the idea of the whole, where you could capture soldiers, send them up in the balloons, build up your base. So yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Metal Gear Solid. So that one's definitely up there for me. For something a little bit lighter touch, Donkey Kong Country. It's just always been a good platformer in my opinion.
Specifically, you're talking the Rare trilogy on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, but I do like the country, like Country Returns and
those are good,
Tropical Freeze. So I think those are still stellar platformers as well.
Nice.
So I actually need to get Returns HD. I've just been reminded of that fact just from talking about this. But yeah,
it's been released a few times. It's kind of weird. It's good. It's just yeah. You got the Wii, then the 3DS version, now the Switch version, which got updates and runs better on Switch 2 now.
Yeah. So, obviously the Rare trilogy is like you can't say enough good things about it. That music was phenomenal. The levels and the way that they set them up too is just great. Like it's just honestly, I feel like they're some of the better platformers that I've played, just bar none. Like some of the Mario games, like Super Mario World, I think is a fantastic game in its own right. But like just the whole series for me, the Donkey Kong Country series has just always been consistent. Even when they switched and it wasn't Rare anymore, I always felt that they were still quite good and like really well made. Yeah, anytime I hear about a new Donkey Kong Country, it's usually a pre-order for me because I'm like, I've just come to expect that I'm going to like those games.
I can tell you when you do eventually get your Switch 2, you're going to have a blast with Bonanza. It is such a good Donkey Kong game.
Yeah, because I really like Donkey Kong 64, so I'm actually excited that there's another 3D Donkey Kong game again as well.
Just the amount of just pure destruction you can run across that place is great.
And then last but not least for me, so that way Jeremy can finally start talking, the Yakuza series. I haven't played, so I got into Yakuza late. My gateway drug to Yakuza was 0. And a lot of people said if you play 0, you're going to want to play through the series. And so I did. I gave 0 a try. And lo and behold, I'm playing through the series. Like, slowly but surely, I'm working my way through the series. Because I played Kiwami 1 and 2. I need to play Um, I've played 3 as well. I haven't played 4, 5, and 6 yet, but oh my god, this this is this game. It's like it's ridiculous, but like so fun. And actually, it does one thing in open world games that I actually do have an appreciation for, where it's not a massive map, but the stuff that you can do in that map, they literally packed so much shit. It's like it's literally like my girlfriend's suitcase when we go traveling somewhere. Like it's just they just kept putting stuff in there, and when somebody thought surely we can't fit any more in this, they were like, nah, we're gonna keep putting stuff in there.
I kind of like when, and this is directly related to it, where developers take more of the Shenmue idea, where you're just like in a small area, but there's so many things inside of it you can do and explore. Hey, there's your cat.
Yep.
Versus like a Grand Theft Auto, where it's like a massive city, but you can't go in most of the buildings. Most of the stuff isn't interactive. It's just meant for like driving and doing craziness. Yakuza and Shenmue are actual, like you're exploring the environment of where you are, which is nice. Like you learn the people that are there, the buildings, and how to go around them. So yeah. Also, I have to mention, before the show, you introduced me to something I did not know about the Yakuza series.
Yeah.
And oh my god, we watched this beforehand. So Yakuza came out in America originally on the PlayStation 2. And it's a rough looking game, but it's there. But what I didn't know, that Chase made me go look up a video, and I have to find this now, is Mark Hamill is in this, because it's a full voice cast in English.
Yeah, I think Yakuza 1 was the only one that was voiced in English.
Yeah, and Mark Hamill is cast as Majima, right?
Yeah, Majima, Goro Majima.
It's basically him playing a version of the Joker. Yep. He even has the line of "laugh, damn you," like just like he's threatening to stab someone in the face with an umbrella. Like it is very much like a version of the Joker. And I know the game looks rough. It's a PS2 game, and it got better remakes on PS3 and PS4 and all that. But I want to find this just to be able to hear that, because that's great. Like Mark Hamill in so many things makes me laugh. He's like such a good voice actor for things. So yeah, that got added to my list. I had no idea until he pointed it out.
I've now Swan, but I think somebody at because at one of the cons or whatever that Mark Hamill was at, and he was like doing autographs. I think there was one time where somebody actually had him sign a copy of Yakuza just out of the blue, and I think he kind of like
it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think he forgot. To be fair, I think he was just like, "Wait, what?" Oh,
which is funny because there's behind the scenes footage of him recording it and doing the lines and talking about how fun it was. And they just like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. Whatever.
Yeah,
he does so much stuff.
Yeah, he does so much stuff. That dude probably like, and I mean, to be fair, probably this was like years like afterwards. So
yeah,
who knows? But yeah, that was funny because I told Jeremy about that. And he was just like, I have to look this up now. Like, I did not know that.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. And it threw me off at first because someone did a really good dubbing of the PS3 version of that scene, so it looked really clean. But they put the audio over it from the PS2, and then I had to find the actual PS2 one, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks like a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Like it was much rougher, but I could still see what was going on. But it's on my list, so as I travel, I'm going to try and find a copy of Yakuza for PS2. All right, so my list, I'm going to do a little bit different order than I have listed here. But to start off, I was going to go with the series of Luigi's Mansion. Be it the first one on the GameCube, its remake on the 3DS. We have the Dark Moon on the 3DS as well, or it's a 2 HD remake for Switch, and then 3 for the Switch. All of those games I have played through, absolutely love, and they just have fun making them.
Can you play the first Luigi's Mansion on Switch too?
You can. It is available on
through the NSO.
GameCube and NSO. So that's a nice way to do it. I like playing it on the 3DS because, fun fact, this game was originally intended to be a 3D title on the GameCube. It had an attachable screen that would do the no glasses 3D that eventually led to kind of the 3DS. They actually showed it off, except they had the 3D turned off, so you didn't know it was just a screen attached to it during an event. And I would love to see how that would play. And the closest we can get is when they released it on 3DS, you could play it in 3D. And you're like, oh, okay, I can see why it's, looks like little dioramas you're running around in. Like you get that sense of depth as things are floating around. But it's just been a consistent series. I don't think I've ever had a single problem with them on those. Like, I'm looking forward to another Luigi's Mansion. I hope they continue it, especially as popular as Luigi's been. A fourth one would not be bad for me. So
that's a series I need to give a try.
The first one, the controls take a little getting used to. And I adapt to controls pretty easily for a lot of these, so I haven't had a big problem. The HD remake of 2 and then the actual release of 3 on the Switch are probably the best ones. The first one you can go through and it's kind of fun to just explore and mess with things because it was kind of a technical showcase for the GameCube. And you can get through it pretty quick. It's only like a good couple of hours, maybe 10 hours. If you're like taking your time going through stuff, but you can run through it pretty fast if you just kind of skip things. But I think a lot of the hate it got because it was the launch title for the GameCube instead of an actual air quotes Mario game. So people didn't really want to accept it as, something to try. They wanted Mario and that was it. But it's a good one. I recommend it. The next series I was going to talk about is Infamous, which was on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. That's 1, 2, and Second Son, basically ranging from 2009 to 2014. That was a series that was probably one of the better superhero games that was not actually tied to a comic book. Did you ever mess with the Infamous games at all?
So I got Infamous 1 because they were offering, I can't remember what the other one they were offering was, but that was back when they kind of did their apology thing because of the hack.
The apology tour.
Yeah, basically. And so they said, like, you could either get Infamous for free or I can't remember what the other games they were offering was, but I think I already owned one of the other games. So I was like, well, I'll get Infamous because I never tried it. Really enjoyed the first one. But then for some reason, I just never got around to trying 2 and Second Son.
Yeah, 2 was a good continuation. They kind of expanded on what you could do with it. Because it also played with that fun, like good or evil, and your powers would adapt depending on your choices and like affect how you look or how people react to you and how the story goes.
Yeah, because 2 had the morality system, didn't it? 1, I don't think had one.
I think 1 did as well, if I remember.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
You can kind of play, it has been a while. I need to go back and play them again. It's just now that I have my PS3 hooked back up, I can do that easier. But I always had a lot of fun just kind of exploring the city. Like you had a pretty good space to mess with. The electrical powers would give you different means of like, I loved surfing down the power lines or then jump up and like hover over places and, different electrical bolts or grab people and things like that. It was a fun way to kind of mess with it. It had some replay and I liked those a lot. And then Second Son was kind of an early PS4 title. I want to say it may have actually been a launch title.
I think
if not, it was really close.
I think it was a launch.
Because I think it was one of the first games I picked up on when I got my PS4, which I didn't get the PS4 or the Xbox One right at launch. I got them like a couple months afterwards. But Second Son I really enjoyed because you're playing as a younger kid in a different group that's trying to survive while the people with powers are kind of being restricted and you're like tagging things and messing around with it. But it was a really good showcase for what the PS4 could do for like crowds and abilities and lighting effects and stuff like that. Like it was a lot of fun. It got some DLC that expanded on some stuff, which was still fun, but it was not directly tied to a lot of it, so it still counts, I guess. But that's a series that I would like to see come back.
Yeah,
it's just another Sony series that they're just like, well, this was good, I guess we don't need to make that anymore.
Unfortunately, the people that made that game are finding a lot of success right now over in making games over in Japan. So set in Japan right now. And so I think, unfortunately, you're probably SOL in that regard.
Yeah. A man can dream.
Yeah, a man could dream because, yeah, I haven't played through the whole series, but like I said, I don't have any bad memories of Infamous 1, so I agree. It's a good series.
I definitely recommend giving them a shot because they're just fun to mess with. Like, if nothing else, I would like a collection, just to re-release, like to clean up 1 and 2, kind of modernize them a little bit, include maybe the extra content from Second Son, so it's all together, and that way you can kind of have fun with that.
That would be nice, because is there actually a way, because Infamous 1's stuck on PS3 prison, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think 1 and 2 are.
Yeah, that'd be nice even if we got like an HD collection for PS5, that'd be, just get him out of prison.
Because I liked him enough that like I got the collector's edition I managed to get a hold of later, of Cole, the main character. It's like a nice statue of him that comes with it. And then I even got his messenger bag that was like a pre-order thing.
Oh,
so
really?
It's like the over-the-shoulder messenger bag. It's like yellow and black. It's not super big, but I might be able to use it for something. But I think I still have it sitting around somewhere. And the last series I wanted to talk about, and was actually the whole reason I came up with this question, and what I think is one of the longest running series that I think has been pretty much, I'll say, perfect the whole way through for me. Not including the fact that it's actually hit multiple 10s for ratings multiple times, including Game of the Years from like IGN and stuff. And that is the Forza Horizon series. All the way back from 6 titles that they've managed to do this with from 2012 to now, since we just launched Forza Horizon 6 the other day, which once again, I'm getting to play it early because I bought the deluxe version, as I do for each of them. And yeah, I know it's only 4 days early, but I get a lot of extra stuff with it. But every one of these games I have greatly enjoyed. They've put so much work into them for their environments, gotten around a lot of limitations for the hardware, because this started off on the Xbox 360 originally for Horizon 1. Horizon 2 came out and it was on 360 and Xbox One. I actually didn't pick up the 360 version of this until years later because it was surprisingly hard to find. Like, it was on Xbox One. I got that and I still have it and play it. But that 360 version actually holds up. I went back and played it and I was like, okay, no, I'm still having fun with this, even on the limited hardware, where you could tell it took a graphical hit and frame rate and stuff, but it was still Horizon. It was there. But each game covers unique environments, has new mechanics to them and new things you can do. Absolutely great music selections all throughout each of them. I just have so much fun exploring the maps for everything, finding all the little hidden areas they have. The later games, they started adding in the photography mode. I have been a huge proponent of that. As a photographer myself, it's become... I've already got pictures I'm building up for Horizon 6 I'll eventually be posting. They added in drones, just all kinds of things for it. It's been, I think, the most consistent series. And even some of my favorites, like Metroid has had bad games. Zelda has had bad games. Like, the biggest ones you can think of have highs and lows. And one day I'm sure we're going to get a bad Horizon, but that day is not now. Like, they are still, to use a car euphemism, firing on all cylinders. Like, so I'm still amazed at that kind of quality, because the only other long running car game I know of that I really like is Gran Turismo, and that has hit lows already. And it's, even the main Forza Motorsports has had titles I was like, I'm not really liking this. Like the last one, like the actual, they just renamed Forza Motorsport. It's a lot of fun to play and I do like it, but they made that choice of you have to level up every individual car. You can't like level up, to get cheaper parts for Fords or Chevy or whatever car you're racing. It's for that individual car. So if I get 2 Subaru Imprezas, which I usually do, I have to level them up separately, which is so dumb. Like, I did not like that change, and I hope they get rid of it on whatever comes next. But Horizon, I have not run into any problems with that whatsoever. They just keep adding new stuff, keep making it better every time. And I'm curious about your thoughts on this one, Chase, because the argument I've heard from a lot of people is, oh, I don't want to get this. It's just the same thing again. You're just racing around a map. You're doing these events. And I'm like, that's the point of it? Like,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Right. Because it doesn't feel boring or stale to me, because for God's sakes, you can race a mech in this, which Steven's going to hate, but you don't get to drive it. So maybe he'll be okay with it.
Yeah. You're just
going to race with it. Right. You know, I love those weird little events they have. They've got little hidden references and jumps and races. Now they've got where you can make your own courses, which they've been doing for the last couple of them, and has increased to, you know, you can make whole like play race areas now and stunt courses. And I just, you know, it's this, I guess the same argument, if I wanted to be stupid and kind of make that, is like, why do you play football games? It's still football.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, why do you play Call of Duty? It's just you shooting people. It's like, there are differences, there are nuances, and if you're into it, it changes. And I don't know.
Yeah, like one of my favorite one series that I enjoy playing, but didn't fit in this list, is the Far Cry series. And after Far Cry 3, it's basically the same style of game. Like, there's a formula. They stick to the formula, and then they just kind of change the setting and some of the stuff. But generally speaking, you can tell what the Far Cry games are going to play like, because that's just what they play like, and I don't mind it.
It can, like, if a company is not if developers in our company are not careful, it can become stale. I get that.
Absolutely.
I think, you know, you're talking about Far Cry being very similar, but it's something you enjoy. I think Borderlands has kind of suffered from that, where they've kind of become very similar to a lot of their stuff. They don't feel as creative to me for some of their things.
Apparently,
as many as they put out.
One of my workmates told me that 4 is actually decent, so it might be worth giving a try. He said it's better than 3, which isn't a high bar to exceed, is what his words, not mine, because I never played 3. He said it's better than 3. For me. Yeah, he said it's better than 3. It's kind of on par with 1, but not as good as 2.
Okay, yeah, that's 2 was their high point.
Yeah, 2 was the best.
Because they were firing all cylinders. They keep using that euphemism, but they were having fun with it.
Yeah,
I think. And then that was before they started messing with their voice cast and kind of doing some questionable decisions, which has affected the fan base and how they play. And it gives me hope, because Playground Games, this consistency with the Horizon series really gives me hope, because they're making the new Fable. And I'm glad to see their quality for this game has not dropped at all, which I'm hoping means they also put that quality into Fable, which so far from what I've seen looks like it's there. Like it definitely, they're good at making large environments you can mess with. And hopefully they let you get like a horse and buggy and Forza that shit around the map. Oh my God, that'd be great if it's like DLC after Fable comes out, if they add like a horse and buggy with the character.
That'd be hilarious.
I would, oh my God, I would race that around Forza so fast. So yeah, I had a list of a couple other games, but it was very hard to think about this, because most series have a high and low. Like, you don't get that consistency even on the best of terms. Mario Kart would have made it, but they are damn set that mobile game is part of the series, and I'm like, I don't like that mobile game, so nope. Sorry, Mario Kart, you would have been here. F-Zero, I wasn't a big fan of, like, one of the Game Boy Advance games, so I couldn't put that on here. Mario was too confusing for me to even figure out what would be a proper run of games. Like, there's just too many. Yeah. Metroid, you know, we had some of the Prime spinoffs and stuff like that were technically part of the story, but didn't land over well. Zelda had some low points. Like, even the best of them don't keep that consistency. So it's kind of nice that we do have at least a good list. And if you're looking for recommendations on games, these are the ones we would hands down say go buy them all. Enjoy it. You will be in for some fun. So, all right. I think that about wraps everything up. So let's close that out. Oh, this has been a fun one, Chase. I kind of enjoyed just me and you just goofing off and talking. This has been great.
Yeah, man.
We don't get to do this that often.
No.
Because last time it was just us. I think you had something come up, so we ended up having to cancel that part, and I ended up doing like this short show by myself, which I've done before, but it still feels so awkward.
Awkward, yeah.
I'm spoiled. I like having someone to talk to. But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun today. Steven, I think we'll be back next week, so maybe we can get his thoughts on this question. And I really want to get his thoughts on Uwe Boll somehow has returned. It's like the whole Palpatine's like somehow Uwe Boll has become a director again.
Yeah.
God, his movies are terrible.
Yeah, next week I'll probably have some birthday stuff to show off, so it's exciting.
Kick ass. Maybe you'll finally get to play Switch 2 games with us. I don't know.
Could be.
Or at least Forza with me. I'll take that.
Well, we can... yeah. We'll see what she's cooking. We'll see what Shanoa's got cooking. She's got something up her sleeve. I'm sure of it.
I'm surprised I haven't seen like a thumbs up from her or anything today, even before the showing.
She is playing board games on her tablet right now. So she's quite preoccupied with that.
Okay. Well, like I said, this has been episode 220 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network podcast. We normally do this as a video over on YouTube, but you can over at youtube.com/ZenspatHCOM. But you can also find the audio version of the episodes over wherever you get your podcast. Just search for Zenspath Entertainment Network. If you're watching the show on YouTube, leave us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think is a most consistent series to you for games. Pretty much, 2 titles to whatever. The more titles, the more difficult that list becomes, but see what you can do. I'm still amazed that Forza Horizon's made it 6 games. That's a streak. I think the only one we came close to is Gears of War and Metal Gear both made it for that whole long time. So that's impressive. If you're listening to the audio version, wherever you listen to your podcast, feel free to leave us a 5-star review or whatever the best review they have there. If you enjoy the show, let us know over on our Discord where you left these reviews, because I can't always find them, but I would love to be able to start shouting some of those out. I just realized we completely forgot to include the listener input for the big question. So I'm going to throw it in real fast. We're going to have a bonus. Whoop, back to the big question. Sorry. It's been a long day. I'm just going to maybe edit. No, screw it. I'm going to leave it. So Puppysaurus Rex on Threads. He said 20 plus years and the RGG franchise just continues to excel. That's the Yakuza series, by the way, from the Ryuga Gotoku. So he definitely agrees with you, Chase, on that one. He also added Forza Horizon. So good on that one. Same with me. He also added the Ease series and most of the Trails universe of games. So he had some thoughts on those. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can edit this to go back and then continue. So there might be a weird edit in here. We'll see. Or just there's going to be a second big question. I don't care. You get to hear that sound effect a lot today. All right. It's our show. We don't care. We're having fun. Hopefully that doesn't affect your review score. Please let that still be good and let us know where to find it. You can find our Discord over at zenspath.com. All the information to link for there is on the page, as well as the audio and video versions. Any of the articles and stuff that we write. We're working on some new articles based around game collecting and maintaining your collections. So I'm trying to see about writing some stuff about that. All right, before I get this any mixed up, I'm your host, Jeremy Powers, joined once again by Chase, and we're out. Peace.
See you.
Get the cat meow. Get the cat meow. This has been a production of the Zenspath Entertainment Network podcast by the staff at zenspath.com. The show is created and edited by Jeremy Powers. You can find the video edition of the show on our YouTube channel at Zenspath COM. The audio edition is located wherever you find your podcasts. Links to all versions of the show, as well as to our Discord where you can talk with us directly, is located at www.zenspath.com. Please leave us a like, thumbs up, comment, and review where you can to help us grow.